But law enforcement, the least they could do, Chief, if you're listening, what's wrong with the humanity of your officers, Chief, from Precinct 5, Constable? All they had to do was go up to them and say, listen, we made a mistake. This was a dreadful mistake. We apologize. We can only imagine how we made you feel. Greetings, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the People's Global News Network. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the People's Global News Network, a network where we didn't come to lighten up, we come to tighten up, a network where we have the courage to expose police misconduct, excessive use of force, corruption, brutality, and racial profiling. In this particular case we're bringing to you today, you have two African-American individuals, a male and a female. These are not young people. These are people, I guess you would say, up in age, my age. I'm 54. But I would say this, these are the pillars of our community. These are the most upstanding black people you're ever going to find in the black community. These are not people dressed like thugs, looking like thugs. These are professional black people. But wait till you hear what law enforcement did when they encountered law enforcement one fateful night leaving a concert. Greetings, my sister. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the People's Global News Network.
Thank you.
Take us from the top, sister. What happened with this case?
Well, Memorial Day weekend, my friend and I went to a concert, and we were on our way back to the southwest part of Houston on Westheimer. We crossed over Highway 6 and was headed toward a Whataburger because it was the only thing open that night to get something to eat. As we approached the Whataburger, no sirens was on. Nobody asked us to pull over to the side. But when we pulled into the driveway, all hell broke loose. We were told, put your hands out the car, put your hands out the car. And police came from everywhere. It had to be at least 7, 8, maybe even more constables. They got out with guns drawn. And they kept saying, keep your hands out the window, And my friend said, what is going on? They never came to the car to tell us, let me see your driver's license, registration. And we said, why are we being pulled over? He said, just keep your hands out the window, keep your hands out the window. And my heart is just racing. I'm like, what is going on? No one gave us an answer. So they had my friend get out the car first with his hands up, told him to walk backwards. Now, guns are being drawn at this time. And I was fearing for his life because I said one false move, it could have been over for us or him. So I just kept my hands out the window because I didn't want to make a move because I didn't want them to think I was reaching for anything. To overreact. Mind you, I'm 67 years old. I just retired from a company of 20 years, March 27th. So I'm only 3 months into retirement. So they had him bag up, and then they handcuffed him. And I was still sitting in the car. And then a female officer came, and she said, keep your hands out the window, unlock your door, and walk backwards. And I'm like, what is she getting ready to do?
And how were you all dressed?
We were dressed not even in jeans.
Don't tell me you were dressed like you look right now.
No.
How were you dressed?
Well, we just left a concert, an outdoor concert.
Okay.
So we were dressed fashionable. Okay. I had on,
Not dressed like you were some gangbangers off the corner.
Oh, no.
Go right ahead.
And my friend, he had on a nice hat. And white shirt and shorts. I mean, we were dressed like we were
Dressed
adults.
like professional casually people dress.
Exactly, exactly. So she said, get out the car and bag up. So I did what she said, and then she handcuffed me. I was like, what? I think I was in shock. I've never been handcuffed before. And then she handcuffed me in the back where I couldn't even scratch my nose if I needed to. And I told the lady, I said, I'm 67 years old. I said, I'm a diabetic. I said, what is this about? She said, I can't tell you because she's not the one, I think, that called it in. It was the other female officer. So she said, I'm going to have to put you in the back of the squad car. And I'm like, for what? And she said, I'll come back and tell you. Never came back for about at least 10 minutes or more. I'm sitting in the back of this police car. And if I had to go to the restroom, nobody came back to check. The windows were up, so wasn't getting no air. And this was a Memorial Day weekend night. And so she came back, and I said, can you please tell us what this is about? I said, nobody's asked us or told us what we're being stopped for. So I guess in the meantime, Al, my friend, was on the ground, and they must have searched our car because the trunk was up. And we was like, okay, what are they searching our car for? They didn't ask any questions like, is it okay if we search your car? Can you get your driver's license out? I have license plates on my car. You followed us for at least 3 or 4 blocks without turning on the siren or anything. You had time to check my license plate, and you saw I was the owner of a 2023 Nissan Rogue. Finally, after she let me go, she said, were you near Sonic? And I'm like, no. And then she said, what is your name and date of birth? So I told her. And then that's when we found out that they claim my car fit the description. Now, this is a 2023 Nissan Rogue. It's 1,000 of them on the highway. And no physical description, and say it was a male and female, just had gotten robbed. And I said, okay, but why were we stopped? She said the car fit the description. And I'm like, really?
So just because you were driving a car that fit that description, they pull you over with guns pointing at your head.
Yes.
Having you stick and hold your hands out the window.
Yes, sir.
Like you all just committed a bank robbery.
Yes, that's the same thing that we said. They said, you think we committed a bank robbery.
And they make a felony stop, because that's what that was, a felony stop.
Wow.
And to have those guns drawn at you, you've never been arrested a day in your life.
No.
You just retired and has led a professional career.
Yes.
Stellar citizen.
Yes.
Do everything you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
But because you're a black woman.
Yes.
And your car and 2 black people fit the description in their eyes.
In their eyes.
Now they can do this to anybody.
That's right.
And so if this can happen to you, if they can treat you like this, what black person is safe?
That's right.
What black person can even trust their encounters with law enforcement?
Yes.
When they realize that you were not the people, what did they do?
One lady, the one that was dealing with me, not the one that created the chaos, she said that they were just going to let us go, and never really came back and apologized. All they told us is that car fitted description. And
they didn't come up to you one by one saying, we apologize.
No, sir.
I apologize. I pulled my service weapon on you, but this is what I thought, this is what I believed, and so I apologize. That was a mistake. Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
So they never said, we made a mistake.
No.
They just made you feel like you ought to be happy that we letting you go.
Exactly. That's the feeling, because they stuck around. 3 of them. All the rest of the constables left.
Just left.
They just left. Nobody said anything.
And treated you like you ought to be happy we letting you go.
That's right. And they stuck around. They stayed around, I think, trying to collaborate
The
story that they were going to have. It's 2 female. I have pictures.
Yes, ma'am.
And they saw me take the pictures. I took pictures of license plates, and I took pictures of the 2 female officers, constable, and 1 male. And we were pretty...
Do you remember what precinct they were from?
Precinct 5.
Precinct 5.
Yes, it was Precinct 5.
Question to you. What has this done to you?
Oh, I have been traumatized, and it's still going on right now. I just got out of the hospital. I had a mini stroke. And every time I see even a white SUV, it don't even have to say constable on there, I freak out. And just the other day, I was on 45, and I saw a police officer, and he was flagging like somebody to move over. And I just panicked. And I said, if he gets in back of me, is he going to pull me over? And he didn't, but he pulled somebody else over. It wasn't me. But that's how it has affected me emotionally and mentally.
Yes, ma'am.
My kids were very upset because they know I raised my boys as a single parent, and for their mom to have went through that, handcuffed, and my son couldn't believe it. He said, "Why did they even handcuff you?" And I said, "I don't know. What did they thought I was going to do? Break and run, or I don't know." And so I talked to my family members about it, and we tried to investigate this on our own. And I'm so glad that you were willing to hear our story and get it out to the public, because this could have turned bad real fast.
Just one move.
Just one move.
Just one quick move.
Yes.
If you'd have stuck your hand back in that quarter, touch your heart.
Yes.
Or just a cough.
That's right.
What would have happened?
They probably would have loaded and said we were reaching for something. You hear it all the time on the news.
I am so grateful that you are alive.
Yes,
I'm so grateful that it didn't go worse than what it did.
Yes.
But law enforcement, the least they could do, Chief, if you're listening, what's wrong with the humanity of your officers, Chief, from Precinct 5, Constable? All they had to do was go up to them and say, listen, we made a mistake. This was a dreadful mistake. We apologize. We can only imagine how we made you feel. But let us know and let us tell you we were trying to fight crime. What we did was wrong. We care about you. Look, if you need counseling or therapy, here's my badge number. You can call it. You can call my department. Whatever we can do to help you, we will, because we realize we made a mistake. None of that. What they did was try to make 2 professional elder black people, never been in trouble a day in their life, has done everything that black folks should do in this country. They made them feel like you ought to be happy we letting you go. Thank you, sister, and thank you for telling your story. We appreciate you, and we will fight for justice in this case.
Okay, I appreciate that.
This is part 2 of a case where an elderly black couple was racially profiled by Harris County Constables Precinct 5 in Houston, Texas. What they went through was very traumatic, and they're grateful to be alive, and we thank God that those constables, those officers, those deputies did not overreact, because they went to the extreme in how they treated this brother and this sister. These are professional black people, God-fearing black people. These are law-abiding citizens. These are the best of our community, pillars of our community, but yet they were treated like common thugs and common criminals when they committed no crime. Brother, introduce yourself and tell us what happened that night.
My name is Albert Dawson III. I'm a U.S. vet, United States Army, proudly served my country. I'm a professional. My profession was network administrator, engineer. I've done that for 25 years before I had a couple mini strokes due to sleep apnea and high blood pressure. And all I know, I was coming from the concert, enjoyed the Motown review, all the great Motown songs. We down at the Herman Park, Hippie Hill, or whatever you want to call it. It was a beautiful night. And I guess we got out of there about 10:30, 11 o'clock when the concert was over. And we diabetic, so our sugar was dropping a little bit. So we decided to get a bite to eat before we go in. And my friend lives in, well, not really in that area, but towards that area. She lives in Richmond, on the Westheimer Parkway side. Yeah, the Cinco Ranch, Katy, all that area. And we had just got off Highway 10 to Highway 6. And we got off Katy Freeway to Highway 6 and came down to Westheimer. And we made that left, I think, going towards the Whataburger, down from Eldridge to Dairy Ashford. She followed me all the way down till I got in the parking lot. And I got in the parking lot, and then she cut the lights on. And then it just got crazy.
It's like all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. First of all, we couldn't hear because we was listening to some music. You know, you got your music on, and, you know, she got Bose speakers, so you know they real loud. So I really could barely hear them. All I saw was lights. And I would have thought they would have had the bullhorn on, you know, so you can hear them. They had no bullhorn on. They never came to the truck. All I saw was guns and put your hands out the window. And I was scared for my life. My son had just left me a week ago for my birthday, celebrating, and I couldn't even tell him about it because he's in college for cybersecurity at UVA, one of the top schools in the nation, and I don't want nothing to distract him.
Right.
Because he finishes this December, and he walks in May. So I was just fearful for my life. When I was backing up and I got out the truck, all I could see is guns everywhere, even with the lights on the guns and flashes. And I've been in the Army. I had PTSD, and I was just hoping that I wouldn't make a crazy move or
and they wouldn't overreact, right?
Overreact. But I felt like they were going to load and shoot me, and I don't know how.
Did they ever apologize to you, brother?
No.
Did they ever come to you and say, we made a mistake?
Never.
Did they ever come to you and say, look, your car fit the description, it's the wrong car, you're the wrong people. We apologize for how we handled you.
Well, I'm going to take it a step further. I knew it was a lie, and I knew I was being racial profiled because I've been a black man for 55 years.
That's right.
And my dad was the first black clerk of the circuit court, so I grew up around courts, lawyers, judges all my life. And I learned in my childhood, you know, my dad was the first black of the clerk of the circuit court. We had the first black governor in the state of Virginia, Douglas Wilder. They went to school together. They were like brothers. I got pictures with them. He said, don't do nothing to embarrass my name. And I have his name. I'm the third. And he's junior. My granddad was senior. So my dad was real prominent in the community. He was the president of the NAACP and everything. So I grew up around the elite black class you can think about. So I never done no drugs. I don't even drink. I'm just clean, straight clean.
So you come from a prominent African-American family.
Yes.
That truly exalted the principles of the black family.
Yes, my grandfather.
Overcoming obstacles, overcoming struggles, and still succeeding.
Yes.
And you're the third, so your grandfather did the same thing. Your father did the same thing.
And I got it on both sides.
And you followed that.
Yeah, and my mom's dad was with Martin Luther King in the Civil Rights Movement. So, yeah, his name is James Mayfield. So I got it on both sides. So,
as we like to say in the streets, you're one of those brothers who squares a pool table twice as green.
That's right.
And you would think that nothing like this could ever happen to you.
No.
Racial profiling wouldn't touch you.
No.
But it's like you got your quote unquote famous Negro wake up call.
Yeah, Paul Moon.
That no matter how much you succeed, how clean you are, how successful you are, how well you conduct and carry yourself,
Right.
in the eyes of those officers who have those racial biases, you're still a nigger. And it's sad that we have to call it like that, but that's exactly what it is, brother. Because they didn't care how professional you were. They didn't care how clean you were. When they ran you all's names, they saw how clean you were. When they listened to you talk to them and have conversation with them, they could tell what they were dealing with. But still, that was not enough.
I thought me being a veteran was even.
They don't give a damn about you being no veteran, brother. Because I'm going to tell you something. They'll say thank you for your service. But remember, how often did we fight in Vietnam and come back to America and couldn't drink at the same water fountain with them? How often we went to Vietnam and couldn't even sleep in the same hotel with them when we came back from serving in Vietnam? World War I and World War II, the same thing.
Well, I'm a Gulf War veteran,
So,
I thought it would change.
But I'm speaking of the history
the history.
of how they really don't care nothing about a black veteran like that. That don't impress them. What we have a problem with in this country, brother, is humanity. All they had to do was say, we apologize. We made a mistake. We recognize that you are a retired veteran, clean record. We thank you for your service. We apologize to you and your friend. Please accept our apology. Just take it from 0, take it all the way back down, man, from 100, and show you that you mean something to them. Show you that what happened that they regret. But instead, they make you feel like, hey, you're happy we didn't shoot you. You're happy we didn't lock you up. You're happy that you're still not in handcuffs. And then when they search your car, no stolen goods, no weapons.
No drugs, no nothing.
What stopped them from doing the human godly thing and saying, hey, this was a bad stop. We made a mistake.
Well, I'm a person, I kind of follow up on things because that's who I am. And when they told us the story that the Sonic had been robbed, we actually, the next day, we went to the Sonic and talked to the manager. And the manager said the Sonic wasn't robbed. The nearest Sonic from there was in Sugar Land. They weren't robbed. So why would they make up a story saying a place was robbed when they wasn't?
So they made up a lie that Sonic was robbed
Right.
to justify this racial profiling stop.
Right.
And it was a fabricated lie. There was no robbery at Sonic. This was just straight up racial profiling. And some officer seeing what they looking at in the car and believing it's something that it's not and call for backup, calling it a felony stop.
On a make-up lie.
This is a shame, brother. But I'm going to be honest with you. Can you imagine how many brothers in this country have been abused, violated, or even killed by law enforcement on the premise of a lie in a traffic stop? We've seen it. We've seen Philando Castillo sitting there in the car, and the cops say, give me your insurance. He goes in the glove, opens the glove compartment, the cop shoots him. But you just told him, give me your insurance. We saw the other young brother, military veteran, told, give us your license. He goes in his pocket, give him his license, cop shoots him. This is nothing new, man. I remember here in Houston, Byron Gillum, security officer, getting off of work with his duty weapon on his side, in the car with him. And it was sitting there in plain view like it's supposed to. Scott Shithart saw him in a traffic stop, saw the weapon and shot him 9 times and killed him. I remember Ida Lee Delaney, black woman on the freeway. Cops leaving a nightclub, half drunk, decide they're going to make a traffic stop on his sister and killed her. This is nothing new. This happened all across America. But we must hold law enforcement accountable. We love good law officers. We love good cops. We need them. But we must hold the bad ones accountable because they have too much power if they're bad. They have too much power if they're making bad decisions. They hold people's lives and freedom in their hand. We want good cops to hold the bad ones accountable. And we want the sheriff's department to teach your officers and the constables to teach your officers when they're wrong, it's okay to apologize. When they make a mistake, it's okay to admit to it. Brother, what has this done to you?
I'm just devastated. Just stressed out all the time. Worrying about, is this going to happen again, or when it's going to happen again? Me and her is just a nervous wreck right now. And we don't really have no support or help because we don't, who can you go to when this happens to?
Right, right.
Nobody can really relate, you know. We just trying to function.
We thank you, brother, for telling your story. We thank you for coming forward.
Yes.
And we will fight to get to the bottom of this case.
And I'm so glad that you took this case because my friend go to one of the prominent churches in Houston, and she talked to one of the lawyers that is a member of her church, and he told her, just drop it, just let it go. And this is a member of this church, one of the lawyers and a member of this church, and just told her to drop it, just let it go. And if you ever have an accident case, just call him.
If you're going to drop it and let it go when you realize that they lied about the motivation for the traffic stop, that they fabricated a lie of a robbery at Sonic.
Right.
There was no robbery.
Right.
So we supposed to let that go? Hell no. No, we're going to follow through, and stand on all 10 toes to get to the bottom of this. But I'm not surprised that in one of our prominent churches, one of the lawyers reminds you of Chicken George, reminds you of Fiddler. I'm not surprised that lawyer spoke like that. Uncle Ruckus is still alive and well in America. But we'll put that to the side. Okay. Let us pursue justice for both of you. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for telling your story.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of the People's Global News Network. Continue to share. Continue to spread this story. Continue to help us fight for justice.